Hello, in this video tutorial I'm going to show you how to do the scene setup. So if your scene is not very clear in a Alice tool, so go ahead and do the new world, go under file, do the new world and select grass and just say open, and that way everything is clean here. We start with a very simple world. So then go ahead and click on the objects, add objects, and you may have the screen like this. So if the local gallery and web gallery, just click on the local gallery, then it will have kind of bunch of directories like this. So lot of objects grouped under various titles. So let's go to animals directory, click on that. Let's pick a favorite animal, cow. Okay, so we added a cow to the world. Now our world is not empty. Okay, so at this point you can say done. You can start programming. Once you say done, you can see the coding area appears, then you can start programming. However, this default thing may not be good enough. Let me go back to add objects. So maybe add a chicken too. So chicken will be placed very much near the cow. Okay, so this may not be the ideal scene setup where your program starts. So we can move things around, we can do rearrangement and all that. Okay, so again I will press done. So you can select the objects, so you can move around little bit, and you can even do few more controls here, but I'll come back to that. So but just by selecting, you can do few things. You can send the object back. You can see, remember this is a 3D view. The camera, just like a real life, it's showing a 3D view. So I can send the object back. You have to be very careful when selecting object. Otherwise sometimes something else may be selected, or partially it may be selected. So you can see I am able to send the chicken also back and forth, right? So I am bringing it to the foreground. Okay, closer. So you have some control here, but it's a 3D view. It's very hard to do the rest of the control. You can send it back and forth and move left and right, but nothing else. Okay, so I go back to that object view, add objects, and this view. So here we can do few more actions easily, moving the object up and down, see, like this. So you can send the whole object up and down. So when it goes in the sky, so we have a flying cow, and if it goes down too much, we have a cow that's stuck in the sand or below the grass, right? Okay, so depending on your scenario, we may need that, right? So flying chicken or the stuck chicken, right? So or something in between. Most of the time we want objects on the ground, okay, standing on the ground. So it's kind of hard to see now. Okay, okay, so how about turning the object? See, this one you can see just like what the explanation says, turn objects left to right. Let's make sure these animals are seeing each other. Okay, so I am going to bring it to the front little bit. So now both animals are seeing each other, right? This is kind of combination of both. Tumble objects, we can turn or rotate, so you can see that based on this you can either do turn left or right, or turn up or down. Okay, up or down, left or right. In fact, a little bit confusing. If you do one this individual things, I don't see a reason to do this one. Okay, this one is a resizing. See, again it selected the wrong one. Sometimes I have seen that it just selects the wrong object. So I will turn it little bit so that we can see little bit better. So I kind of turned it again, and so when you are making the object bigger, as long as some portion object is selected, it will still do that. Okay, so there you go. So I just selected the object, just kind of drag in any direction. Pretty much we have big or make small. So if you kind of try to make the if you just move the mouse up, it makes it bigger. Move the mouse down, it makes it smaller. Okay, so remember the position itself doesn't change in this case. Okay, let's move the chicken a little bit towards us too. There you go. Okay, so that's a scene setup. So reasonably easily we can kind of make some adjustments so that we are ready for the actual programming. Okay, the last one here is we can make a copy of these objects. Since I think a cow is very big, let me make copy of this guy. See, so after selecting this, clicking on any object will make a copy. Okay, and if I click on cow, see, there's one more cow here. I know this cow is not fitting very well, it's too big, right? So so I can create multiple copies. Okay, so let's see, that's about it. So this is the free form, moving objects freely, and others are kind of more restricted but simpler movements. Okay, and then finally when you are done with everything, you can say done. You can delete it now or you can delete later. Maybe you can have this chickens. Let's see, move this chicken. We are free form movement. Maybe this chicken alone I can turn little bit. There you go. Now we can, everybody fits nicely. So finally when you are done with the scene setup, we are happy with the placement and all those things, you can just say placement object, say done. Okay, so by now the scene setup is over, we are ready for coding. Okay, only when you do done button there, when you do click on add objects, we are in this gallery view adding objects. When finally you are done, you have to click on this done button to return back to the screen where there's a window for the code. Okay, so unless you click on the done button, we will not get this window for code, so that because we do want to proceed to coding beyond this. Okay, thank you.